If you have been struggling with discipline, or you've been kind of peeking at people who you think are disciplined, there might be this mystery where you're trying to figure out, like, how does this person achieve those goals? What in the world are they doing in their life? So today in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what my goals are and how I use my weekly and my daily schedule to move the needle on what my goals are. Essentially, I'm going to tell you what a disciplined life looks like. Are y'all ready? Let's go. I'm going to tell you what my goals are in a minute, but before I do, I need you to understand the difference between two types of goals. These goals are primary and secondary. The reason that you're struggling with discipline is that you focus so much of your energy on your secondary goals and you don't understand that the primary goals are what fuel your secondary goals. So what the heck are secondary goals? Your secondary goals are, during the course of the week, you might be thinking, oh, what are the things I need to get done for this job? Or, oh, how do I want my business to grow? Or, what do I need to get done around the house? What type of cleaning do I need to do? Do I need to fix my landscaping? Who do I need to reach out to? Those are all your secondary goals. They are all really important. Like, it's important to take care of your house. It's important to be successful in your business and in your job. But those are not as critical as your primary goals. And your primary goals are the ones that fuel your secondary goals. So what the heck are primary goals, Crystal? So your primary goals are based on your value system. Your primary goals essentially are the core of who you are, what you believe about yourself, your expectations for you, and your expectations for other people, and how you contribute to them and how they contribute to you. So to get a little more specific, a primary goal would be, I want to demonstrate deep self-love for myself during the course of this week. Or my goal this week is to have a deep connection spiritually with God. Or my goal this week is to impact my followers in a great way. So those are your primary goals. When you have a deep understanding of your primary goals, they will fuel you to reach your secondary goal. So I'm going to take you through my goals, and as I take you through them, I want you to hear which ones are my primary goals and which ones are my secondary goals. And I'm not going to tell you. You just need to read. I'll put them in the description. Y'all ready? So one of the goals that I've been working on for a few years is to approve of myself on my spiritual journey. So for me, what that has felt like is I was really, I went through a lot of self-judgment because of my Christian faith. And I was literally struggling and warring with feeling like God loved me and approved of me. So that was one of the goals that I had set for myself, was to basically end that sort of self-sabotage and that thinking. So what kind of goal do you think that is? All right. Another goal that I have set for myself is to become healthier in my physical body. So for me, that's like eating healthier, having better foods to put in my body, increasing my energy. And so along those lines, I told you guys on my Instagram live that I have been pescatarian since May 4th of this year. Again, I don't know how long I'm going to stick to it, but it's just one of my overall goals is to become healthier in my body. As I get older, it's really important to me to be able to function, and I would like to be here. And as long as I live, I would like to be as healthy as possible. So I am taking steps right now at age 50 to make that happen. I don't want to wait till I'm 60 or older to start to change my lifestyle, because now is the time. So that's another one of my goals. A third goal is that I am working on regulating my nervous system. So I have a therapist, and this is a concept that she and I that I guess I was introduced to this concept maybe, I would say over a year ago, where I just kind of started reading about it and developing understanding of that. You may not know what that is, but essentially it means that your nervous system should be at a state of balance, and you shouldn't be overly agitated, nor should you be like in a state of sedation. You should be pretty balanced, and things that should upset you, things that cause you harm should make you upset. Whereas you shouldn't be agitated by something that's like non-threatening. So when your nervous system is balanced, you achieve sort of a calmness. And so when I get into what my daily schedule is, you'll hear some of the things that I'm doing to regulate my nervous system. So that's another one of my goals. Another goal is to improve my overall financial well-being. So that looks like things that you might see me doing in my work life. I do real estate, and then I'm launching, obviously, the discipline challenge. Another goal that I have set for myself, and I pretty much set this goal for myself every year, which is to continue to cultivate the relationship that I have with my children. So I have 4 babies, 3 boys and a girl, and it is important for me my goal for my children is for them to have really high self-value. And so that when they go out into the world and they're making choices and decisions, it's based off of their self-concept and not based off of what other people think of them. So I cultivate my relationships with them, and I'm literally checking in, like, am I spending time? Do we need to have certain conversations? Like, how are they doing? So that's another one of my goals. And then my other goals pertain to this brand, Mastering Discipline. And so with that, my goals during the week obviously are going to be to record content. My book is finished, but I've been checking in with the book designer and checking in with the person who's formatting my book. So I have to be contacting them, going into platforms, looking at things. So those are some of the more tangible goals in my business. And then with real estate, I have a few clients that are looking for single family homes, one who is actually buying an apartment building. So those are a part of my goals for the week, making sure I'm moving the needle with my clients, making sure they are well taken care of. So in general, those are my major goals that are occurring in my life. I think that it might sound like a lot, but if you sat down and listed like the dreams and wishes and goals that you have for your list would probably be pretty extensive, right? Because we all have different goals that we want to achieve, from our spiritual life to our financial life, how we want to connect with our family and our friends and people we love. You might have a career you're trying to grow and change, maybe get a promotion, change jobs. You may be an entrepreneur and you may want to grow your business or launch a company. So all of these things are going to factor into what your goals are. And then also, I left out health, your overall health and fitness, your spiritual health, your mental health. All of those things are critical areas where you might be setting goals. So those are pretty much my goals. Let's get into what my schedule looks like so you understand, like, okay, I see how discipline factors into helping someone achieve their goals. So now that you guys know what my goals are, let's talk about what my week looks like. All right, so to be transparent, y'all, my week can get very hectic. I wear a lot of hats and I have a large family. So can you imagine how hectic the week would be of a person who is a school teacher, life coach, and a real estate agent, and a mom of 4? Okay, so the reason why discipline is so critical is because I wear a lot of hats, and I wear all of those hats. So this is a little sidebar tangent. I have ADHD, so you got to expect those on my video. I used to have a lot of guilt surrounding the fact that I was doing so many different things. And if you are my follower, you might feel the same way, or you might have had those experiences. So this is the way I look at it now. For now, I'm juggling all those pieces in my life. And right now, it's okay. I'm sustaining it. It's working for me. It sort of satisfies a lot of my different goals, a lot of my different needs to juggle all these hats. And as long as I'm able to function and do it without stress, and I feel joy and happiness doing each thing, I'm going to continue to do it, because guess what? You only have one life to live. So if you have dreams and goals, you better get started on them. Like, what are you waiting for? All right, that was my little tangent. So let me talk to you guys about how the heck I do a weekly schedule. So first of all, there's a system that I recommend that you use called time blocking. And instead of you like literally nitpicking your day with a task list of a bunch of tiny things that you're going to do, instead of doing that, you carve out chunks of time to work on a broad range of tasks, but those tasks should revolve around one specific thing. For example, I'm not going to do real estate here in the morning from 9 to 9:30 and then go back and do it again from, 2 in the afternoon till 5, it doesn't make sense. So you want to chunk your time to do like things together. So in general, I have what's called a morning routine, and that's a block of time that takes me about 2 hours. That time is spent focused on my morning routine. That's an example of how you would use time blocking. So when you're carving out your week, what you want to do is, the first thing you have to do is put in your obligations. So if you have a job, that's an obligation. If you have any appointments, those are obligations. If you need to transport anyone to and from a location, those are obligations. So those are the first things that you're going to put in your schedule. Once you have that set in stone, let's get into what your daily routine, or what my daily routine is. And if you listen to the things that are in my daily routine, you'll see that I'm checking off a lot of my goals. All right, so first and foremost, I'm up every morning between 5 and 5:30. I know that sounds early. It's not always easy. As a matter of fact, if I have a little rough night of sleep, I still press the snooze button. There's no guilt here. I used to, if I would oversleep, I would shift my entire schedule. But now if I sleep a little bit later, I still follow the same routine, because that is a rule that I have to live by, is that I do my morning routine. I'm faithfully dedicated to a morning routine. So when I open my eyes, there is a board right beside my bed. I've said this so many times, it has my mantra. I read my mantra, and then I have a stack of books on my nightstand. I'm reading a book every single day, something that feeds into my spirit. If you start your day like this, it's going to energize you. And even though it's hard in the beginning, you really need to do that, because a lot of times people wake up with negative thoughts and negative energy. But if you start your day by reading something positive and then pouring into your spirit, reading a self-help book, something on healing, something on spirituality, God, those positive things will start your day. So after I do that, I go in the bathroom, floss my teeth. Well, first I take vitamins, and then I floss, I brush my teeth, and then I put my workout clothes and I go work out. I have a set workout schedule that I follow, where I do certain things on certain days. So that includes calisthenics. I just started doing Pilates. I love to run. That's probably my favorite thing to do. I don't know. It kind of ties with yoga. And so those are some of the things that I'm doing. So I go do my workout. Usually the summertime is here, so it's sunny outside, it's hot. I love to go on a morning run. And then when I come in, I do stretching. A lot of days when I have time, and I really try to put this in my schedule, I do yoga. Why do I do yoga? It helps me to become centered. It helps me to keep my body balanced and calm. It helps my nervous system to be regulated. So as you can tell by my daily schedule, look at the number of things that I've checked off. And I left off something. I fill a glass with water in the morning and I drink it. So if you can look at that morning routine, what did I incorporate? I incorporated spirituality, which is one of my goals. I incorporated vitamins and drinking water. That ties directly into my health. I went on a run. That ties directly into becoming fit. I did yoga, which helps me to regulate my nervous system, to be calm, and it energizes me, and it contributes to my overall health. Those things my morning routine takes me about 2 hours. That includes shower and getting dressed for my day. So once you do your morning routine, for me, it depends on if I'm staying in my house or I'm leaving out of my house. So let me talk. So my summertime schedule was a little bit different from my traditional schedule. Your schedule is going to depend on what your day looks like. Some people work from home, some people work out the home, some people have a flexible schedule. But in general, you need to carve out as much of a similar schedule every single day as you can, because discipline is something you're struggling with. So for me, it's like, try to do the same schedule. So the next thing that I move into is a priority list. So anything that is absolutely necessary, is imperative for my business, my job, or my clients, that has to happen first. And when I go to bed at night, I have that in mind. Like, I know the things that are priority, so those have to be done first. After I finish that, the next thing is a time blocking where I'm doing something productive. So for me, for the most part, it has to do with working on my book or this challenge. My days have been really crazy the past 2 weeks because I also have been doing some projects for my job. So that's kind of been pulling me away from working on my business as much as I want to. And sometimes that happens, and it's okay to deviate, but as best as possible, I want to stay focused on morning routine, priorities, anybody that I need to check off on my to-do list. The priorities get done first, and then after that, it's what we call deep work, where I'm working on something to do with primarily my business, and so that is getting checked off my list. Do you see how working in this way is helping me to reach all my goals? Because remember, another one of my goals is to grow my business and to improve my finances. So all of these areas are things that are impacting those goals. As I continue throughout my day, I also have time where I might need to run an errand, go grocery shopping. I might need to pick up my daughter, take her to practice, take the little ones somewhere. So those are also incorporated in my day. My oldest son just went back to college, so that was some of the things that I had to put into my task list. So you can plug things into your day where they need to be plugged in, but just remember, you still need to be sticking to that daily schedule. Another thing that I do that I actually just started doing probably a year ago. So two things. So maybe 2 years ago, when I would leave, this is me teaching part-time for public school. So I would leave my job, and then you know how you go to work, especially if you're a mom, you technically have like 3 jobs. So the first job is your morning routine, where you're taking care of your children, especially if they're little, you're getting them ready for the day. That's a lot of work. By the time you finish that and you get in your car and you're ready to go to your actual job, you're like, whoo, you're spent. So then you go to your actual job, and then for me, I got to transition to my evening routine, or to coming home and doing the things that I have to do. So what I started to do was I would go to what I call my park up the street, and I would take a yoga mat, and I literally would just have some downtime. It might be 10 or 15 minutes, but I would just sit there on my yoga mat. A couple of times I popped a yoga video on YouTube, and I would just stretch, take in the nature. And what I'm doing is bringing in some calmness, rejuvenating myself, and prepping myself for the next part of the evening, because you can wear yourself out. Let me just pause and say this to you. These things probably sound like a lot. And if you struggle with ADHD, anxiety, depression, or any other sort of label or disability, diagnosis, there we go. You might feel like, oh my God, how can I do all this? I didn't do everything at one time, you guys. I started this slowly. Like, it's been a 4-year journey, and I just implemented an evening routine, maybe last week. So, my point is, like, incorporating these things during your day are improving your overall mental health. Discipline is the biggest journey of self-love you will ever take in your life, and it is absolutely amazing. It has been a painstaking journey for me, because as I dug into it, I started to dig into childhood trauma and some things in my life that I experienced, but I wouldn't take anything away from it. So I want you to take this journey with me. I'm going to be here to hold your hand. I don't want you to, if you have experienced a lot of trauma in your life and darkness, that's some of the things that we'll talk about. But let's continue going into the schedule. So once I get back in the house in the evening, I honestly have not been responsible for the cooking in my family, because I was responsible for it for like 15 years, and I got worn out and I quit. I went on strike, y'all. So I'm just getting back to it. Like I literally have a chicken in the oven right now. I'm not even eating it. I don't even eat chicken, but I'm cooking dinner for my family. Okay. So once I get into my evening routine, it's checking in with the kids, and then, so it'll now be cooking dinner, and then I might need to do some cleaning up. And what I've been doing now that's new, y'all, I used to get really exhausted, and I will always get Starbucks coffee. But because I'm also working on my physical health, I'm like, you can't live off coffee. So I still drink it, but I'm cutting back significantly. I take a nap, y'all. So instead of coffee, I took one today. It was amazing. I would take a 45-minute nap, sometimes a little bit longer. I set a timer on my phone, and then when I wake up, I'm refreshed, and I can get back into doing my business tasks. So last part is my evening routine. So I'm gonna try to remember it, because again, it's brand new. So I usually wind down, go into my room, I have a journal, I write down the successes that I have for the day, and then I write down my task list for the next day. And then I do yoga for 10 minutes, or abs work for 10 minutes. And then after that, I floss and brush my teeth, take a shower, and then I get in the bed and I read a novel. Oh my God, can I just tell you how happy that makes me? Like, so I finish my day with like relaxation. And then when I close my eyes, my new thing is like lay down and think positive thoughts. Like literally when you go to sleep, do visualization exercises of how the expectations you have for your day. Now let me say this, if you're in a dark place in your life, these things might seem like way out of reach for you, because over the course of these 4 years, I have been in some very dark places and I had to fight for myself. Matter of fact, I used an analogy with my best friends in our group today that I have on boxing gloves and I'm holding Kleenex for crying at the same time. I think that's gonna be my new, no, we're not claiming that because I'm not always gonna need that daggone Kleenex. But anyway, that is in general the way I carve out my week. That's how I carve out my day. Everything is not always perfect. There are plenty of glitches along the way, but living my life in this way and staying committed to it has helped me to start to achieve goals and dreams that I have always wanted, and I'm not finished, y'all. I understand that discipline is a lifelong quest, and the reason that it is because I still have ADHD. It's not going anywhere. I'm still highly sensitive. It's not going anywhere. I still have a level of anxiety that I'm dealing with, and I don't want to say it's not going anywhere, but I don't know. We'll see. So I have committed myself to the skill of discipline, because when you say you're going to be disciplined and you work on it, you might crawl, right? You might grow and let me calm myself down. You might get better little by little by little, and it might take a while. But the point is to get better. That's the point. So what am I asking you to do, guys? I am asking during this month of August for you to get to a turning point. Turning point is the point where you go, no more, I'm done with this, and I'm going to commit to becoming disciplined. I will work on this from today to the rest of my life. I will do it in baby steps, because you don't have to hurry. There really is no hurry. You just want to grow in self-love every single day. I want you guys to know that I have gone from literally beating myself up, from feeling like I cannot do these things. I cannot work out. I've always done the workout yo-yo. Oh my God. And being what in the world? Being indecisive about my businesses for 15 years, to the point where I was in the bed crying, literally tears, crying, stressed. I asked so many people what I should do with my life, y'all. I need to save this for another video. But my point is, if you're there, I understand. Take baby steps, make the commitment. It will be life-changing. Make sure you read the description. Click and get the first ebook, because that has the steps, and it's going to help you to get to your turning point and make the decision. And it doesn't mean you're not going to fall. It doesn't mean you won't have hiccups. Matter of fact, I had plenty of them. I cried plenty of times during this journey, but I am all in, y'all. I absolutely love this journey. Like, I cannot tell you. I think I love it more than anything else, okay? So I love you, and I'll see you guys on my next video. I gotta go because I got chicken in the oven and it's too late. I shouldn't be cooking at this time. It's like 8 o'clock. I don't even know. I love y'all. See y'all on my next video.